All right, time for the daily break and run. Going to start off with my favorite break from underneath, top left, to go around 3 rails to get to the center of the table. All right, so the 5 ball is obviously my re-break ball. That's the only shot I've got that's got a really good angle to to open up the balls. I'm going to start by stunning the 10. Um, like I say, we always get control of the cue ball, and if along the way we can solve a problem, we do. Well, the 11-13 is a problem, and I'm in perfect position on the 10 to set up the 11. Um, so I come out. I don't have the angle on the 5. Didn't expect to have the angle on the 5. I'm going to go ahead and take the 13 so I can just spend my time working in the bottom half of the table. And I'm going to leave the angle on the 5 to break it out. Now, I do have the angle to run into them. However, it's going to run in between the 6 and the 9, and I'll only break those 3. So I decided to just go ahead and use the 15 to reposition a little better on the 5, and then I'm going to run into the rack. Now, I got a bit unfortunate there that the 6 and the 9 ran into each other. Normally, you have a ball that stays down near the end rail. I didn't get one this time. My only real shot's that I can either do the super thin cut on the 6, which is ill-advised, or I can cut the 12 up the table. So I'm going to choose to cut the 12 up the table. Now, at this point, the 2 ball is my break ball, and I've got all kinds of balls that could be the key ball here. Um, So I make the cut on the 12 up the table. Now here I'm going to want to roll forward. I'm going to want to take the 9 out between the 2 and the 3 and clear that little bit of congestion there. The 4 ball does not go right now because the 3 is in the way. So if I can get the position on the 9, I can stop, shoot the 3, and then I've got the 8-14 to deal with, and I should be able to leave the 8 in the side off of the 3. That's the plan here. I roll a little bit too far. I'm on the wrong side of the 9, and now if I shoot the 9, it's going to bump the 2, and I don't want to take any chances with that break ball because as it stands right now, that's the only real good break ball I have. So I decide I'm going to shoot the 7 in the side. I'm going to use top right hand English, come around the table, and try to get into the middle of the group of balls so that I can shoot out from the center. I've talked about that before. When you have these groups of balls like this, if you can get into the center, you can just shoot out, and there's very little cue movement needed. I hit it a little bit hard. It nudges the 2. Now, I decide here I'm going to make the 9 for the same reason I talked about, but I'm going to try to nudge the 4 into a break position. I get a little nudge on it, but it's enough to make the 4 makeable, but it's not enough to make the 4 a break shot. So at this point, I've got to deal with the 8-14. That's my big problem. So I'm going to shoot the 8 up. I'm going to draw back just a hair. I'm fairly safe. Even if I bump into the 14, I would have the 4 ball in the corner at this point. So now I'm using the 4 as my key ball. I'm going to shoot the 3 in, top left English, come out for the 14. I really wanted to get straight there so I could just stop and then roll forward on the 4, but I don't. I don't get a little bit short, so I'm going to roll across off the rail and back out for the 4. Now I want it to be straight in on this 4 so I could roll forward. I like when I break to hit the thick part of the rack. So with the 2 ball on the right, I want to hit the left side of the rack. However, the 4 ball was the angle on the 4 would have made me run into the 2, so I stun it instead and take this break shot. Now on this break shot, like I said, I like to hit the thick part, so I want to hit the left side of the rack as you're looking at it. I could go top left. I could go bottom right. I choose bottom right. This is probably the wrong choice. I probably should have gone top left. So I get the break. The 4 ball is positioned where it's makeable, and I can break the rest of them up with it. But before I do anything else, I've got to get control of the cue ball. Right now, the cue ball is under the rack. Everything loose is on top of the rack. So I want to roll out to the center of the table. I do have a shot. I have a shot on the 9. That's the only shot I've got here. Um, I was just looking, the 11 could also be used as a break ball. So I just want to get to the center of the table with the cue ball, which is what I do, but I missed the 9, and that ends the run. So that's the daily break and run. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.